everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Danii, and today's video I'm going to show you how to personalize your blanket using the duplicate stitch. It's a very easy and super fast technique to do this, and I really like it. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and make sure to hit the bell button so you are gonna get the notifications every time that I upload a new video. And if you want to learn how to duplicate stitch and to write names or make pretty designs on your blanket, keep watching the video. So for this project we are gonna need the blanket, of course. If you don't know how to knit this blanket, how to make this blanket, I'm going to leave the link in the description box below, so you can go ahead and watch that video tutorial first. You will also need yarn. In this case, I'm gonna be using a white yarn. Make sure that it's a color that it make a good contrast with your blanket. And the other thing that is super important, it's make sure that the yarn you're gonna be using to write the name or whatever other design that you wanna make, it's the same one that we used to make the blanket or thicker. Because if it's thinner, it's not gonna look good. It won't look good. So make sure that it's the same or thicker than the one we used to make the blanket. We are also gonna need a tapestry needle, scissors, and you will also need this grid that I made. It's going to be for free on my website, so I'm gonna leave the link in the first comment down below, so you can go ahead and download this grid for free. And in here, as you can see, it has all these little boxes which are the same number of the stitches that I made for my blanket. So my blanket has 54, I believe, so I made 53 for this grid. And basically what we're gonna do is write the name, or you can also make a heart or whatever other design that you like. In here, as you guys can see, I wrote all the names of my nephews and my niece. So that's what we are gonna be doing now. If you need a bigger grid, you can just go ahead and print two of this one and stick them together, and you're gonna have a bigger grid. If you wanted to decide to be bigger to the side or the top, you can just go ahead and stick them together just like this. Just cut the white part, and then you have a bigger grid. And if you are wondering where did I get these letters, it's just Pinterest. So I went to Pinterest and I looked for, I believe I put like pixel letters, but you can find them for like bracelet letters, and these are the one I used. And you can find tons of these ones and just copy the letter on your grid and make the name. As you can see in here, I just did, I think, one space, which means one stitch in between each letter. And I'm going to link these letters as well on my blog, so don't forget to check that out. So you're gonna have all the essentials that you need. And in here, as you can see, they have different sizes. Make sure you get the size that you need for your blanket. Make sure it's big enough, the letter is big enough for your blanket. You don't want to have a super tiny letter, because then you're not even going to notice that. And this is the other one that I used for the first letter, for the capital letter. And so yes, you can find them. There's tons of them on Pinterest. So to begin with this process, we're gonna need at least 3 meters of yarn. That's the length that I like to have for each letter. So we're gonna take the tapestry needle, and now we're gonna start with the duplicate stitch. Make sure your blanket is in the right size. And yes, I'm going to start, of course, for the first letter. And one thing that I want to mention that I really, really like, and I think it makes the difference for me, it's starting from the bottom to the top. I think that makes a huge difference for me. You can go ahead and do it however you want or however is easier for you. But for me, I like starting from the bottom to the top. And whenever I have to go, in this case, for example, the letter N, when I have to go up and then to the side and then down, I try to go to the side and then start from the bottom up again. But that's just me. You can just find the easier way for you to do it. Now you have to see where do you want your name and what part of your blanket. And now we are going to start with the duplicate stitch. As I mentioned before, I'm going to start for the letter A at the very bottom, these two first stitches in here. And as you can see in this blanket, you have in here this little like V shape. If you can notice that V, that's the stitch. So we are going to pass the tapestry needle from the back to the front in here. And you can leave a little tail in here so you can wave that after or make a knot. And now we are going to repeat the shape. Pass the tapestry needle through the top stitch, just like this. Pull the yarn through. And now we are going to come back to the center in here, to the back, and pull the yarn through. And as you can see in here, we have the exact same stitch, but in another color. And that's the thing with the duplicate stitch. It's the same thing, but we're just making it in another color. And what I like about this is that you don't have to be worrying about writing the name while you are knitting. You can just knit your blanket as fast as you want or the colors that you want, and then at the very end you can worry about the name. And also, if you make a mistake, you don't have to like take all your blanket apart just to correct one thing or one stitch. So this is why I really, really like this technique for writing names or making hearts or whatever other thing that I want to put. And it's really that simple. The only thing that you have to have in here is patience. You need a lot of patience to do this because it's not a fast thing to do, but I promise you it's totally worth it because the results is just beautiful. And like I said, I really, really love this technique. Another tip, make sure to don't make the stitches very tight. You wanna have it like not extremely loose but not too tight, because we want the new color to point out. We don't want to have it like very, very tight and then we're gonna be able to see through them, like the back, like the blanket itself. So try to make them not too tight, not too loose. In here, as you can see, I finished the first letter, and when you are done, you can just go ahead and cut the yarn, and then you can weave in those ends and make a knot. This blanket does have a wrong and right side, so don't worry about that. Just weave in those ends and that's it. And this is how you can personalize your blanket. It's a very easy way to do it. So I really hope you liked this video. If it's like that, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And if you make this blanket, please send me your pictures on social media. I have Facebook and I have Instagram. And remember that you're gonna have the grid available for free, and also the links to the Pinterest on my blog, so you can have there all the tools to make this blanket and personalize it. And yes, I really hope you guys liked it. And that's all for today's tutorials. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!